Хочешь, блядь, верь, хочешь нет, но мне выгодно сразу после того, я только остановить запись. Нет, это мне не надо. Давай сюда. Мне надо установить мозг. Не, ничего надо не делать. Лель. Позвонок. Здорово, мужик. Что, пойдем их убьем, что ли? Ага. Всякий пожарный. Что такое антенна X2? Фе. Слишком много вещей. Ладно, потом возьму. Можешь включить свет? Бля. Еще вроде за дополнительными фигнюхами ходить. Честно. Так, лень. Я, наверное, ставил отдельный квест на туда лаптоп. Так-то нет. Здорово. Хочешь умереть? Мештетец, парень. Здорово. Прям делом убить этого уёбка. Потом тебе. Спасибо, женщина, что хиляешь. И что, все? Это все? Да, с бэдгайсами разобрались. Думаю, что есть нормально. Я вообще ничего не... И что за квест? Задание. Покиньте узловой центр. Покидаем. Только перед этим.
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the most powerful minds of the 23rd century. The courier who had been brought to the Big Empty became its new overlord, using its facilities ruthlessly and decisively when needed. Sometimes, science is more than a quest for discovery. It is a weapon to be used in the service of one with the strength to understand it.
The Sync Central Intelligence Unit was impressed by the amount of exploration the courier had undertaken. Facilities believed lost, destroyed, or ones that had simply gotten up and walked to new locations had been rediscovered by its intrepid new master. Internally, the artificial personality debated as to whether it preferred the old management to the new, and concluded that the courier's thorough approach to research and investigation was admirable and worthy of its respect.
Спасибо.
The Forbidden Zone continued to be, true to its name, forbidden. No more robo-scorpions were sighted in its canyons. Big Mountain became even emptier, devoid of Dr. Mobius's proclamations forecasting the destruction of anything that dared possess sentience. Still, It is said he lived on in the equations inscribed on
А,
the floor
бульвар, кто на
and
полу
walls of the
уравнения, вон там
Forbidden Zone
рисуночки.
dome.
Я думаю,
But
налет.
these equations were nothing more than thin white traceries of lines, not unlike cobwebs in the corners of a failing mind.
The sink atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping,
Да, модули не
arguing, and
нашел ни для
snarling
кого.
at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The biological research station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It
Так и надо.
adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately
Так я даже
orchestrated
увидел книги, блядь,
assassination
есть.
attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat. One of them eventually transferred to the Lightwave Dynamics plant and began a long, unrequited affair with one of the holograms.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magnetohydraulics plant
Yeah.
and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean. Once it learned of the innovative toxins plant, however, it gained a new purpose. It sought to develop antitoxins to flush into its drains
Oh,
and
really?
counteract the poisons bleeding into the soil.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. It learned several new murderous techniques from the courier and built a blood shrine to itself in the cuckoo's
Я
nest.
видел.
The cave floor was soon filled with the horror of 100
Ублюдок.
deadly toasters. A silent, grisly, unplugged audience. Their purpose? To toast bread. Unfulfilled.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor
Если
Muggy,
бы не.
except he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there.
Молодец,
Blind
так и надо.
revenge.
Настоящий ватник.
Dr. O.
Кружка.
Blind old Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in
Ну что это было, блядь?
2910. If you didn't hear about it, good.
Чё, хочу
It was
послушать.
rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches.
Ебать.
Although he forgot their names much too often and was soon left in the dark as
Так,
punishment.
глэба.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier ran through the X8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after, the stealth suit had left it, without so much as a note on the nightstand. So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
Вот это вот неплохо. Бля, я забыл. О, это неплохо. Красиво.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
The think tank basement, filled with the lobotomized robotical frames of the doctors, now served as a graveyard. The monitors had recorded the battle in its entirety, including the think tank's final, shrill, terrified screams, whimpers, and pleas for mercy. They broadcast these humiliating last moments as a warning to anyone approaching the perimeter that other smarty pants were not welcome. The courier was the inheritor of the Big Empty, and there was room for only one will in the halls of the think tank dome.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
The Big Empty lived up to its name. A hollow crater of failures of a past era. A last sad statement of the old world.
In the time following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, Old World Blues became more than a catchphrase.
It became a reality, a withering form of nostalgia for times long past.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, it was all this and more. Old world blues, new world misery. The two became one in the courier's shadow.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust.
Аж слезы натекли.
Only one road yet remained.
Да.
And it was one the courier had to walk
Одна
alone.
дорога осталась. К боссу. Шивум. Ау, жите на уши. Спасибо, 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 спасибо. Урай, урай, урай. Я понял. Та-ра-та-та-та-ра-та-ра-та-ра-та-ра-та-та-та. Бешеный чередига. Да, кровобаню брать, что ли. И уже, блядь. Ты с незнакомец, Овочка, ты с незнакомец. Дай кружок. Что за хуйня, блядь, дикая. И сколько мне перегруз? На 4 кг всего. Дикая. И где я окажусь? Короче, где-нибудь в сраке мира, окруженный гачи-мэнами, которые хотят вонзить. Ой, что это? Ага. Знакомые места. Ну что, так пишемся на хату. Воу. А, точно, я же взял этот навык. Точно, точно. Ну что, сейчас последний DLC. Встречусь с боссом наконец-то. Скажу ему: босс, здорово, такие. Здорово, убей всех, друг. Долги. Видишь, какими собака, а? Клёвый. Пи-пи-пи. Гляди, клёвый собака. Гляди, что может.
This one looks pretty tough. Does that feel better?
Рок. Робот. Робот. Нет, робот. Робот. Роботы всегда против меня. Что за дичь? Я же ваш хозяин, ваш мастер над покемонами. А вы не признаете меня владельца. Где я как жену себя добавил, да? И что ты там мастер над покемонами, ты скоро? 10 минут. 10 минут, Коль. Зачекай. 40 можешь садиться. Так. Гардероб. Крышки баб. МТН не надо. Только Гауса не надо. Только ковбоя. Это тоже не надо. Не надо. Тоже не надо. Так, теперь какой-нибудь костюм. Дай мне костюм. Легкий. Нет, Цезаря. Костюм Бенни, костюм киллера. О, торжественная надежда. Шлем бомбиста. Отлично.
I'll miss you.
Мы тоже. Вот побачимся потом. Пока что. Где моя дичь? Экспедишн. Нас ждет экспедиция. Бать справиться с экспедицией в таком костюме, а? Красиво? Конечно, нет. Что поделать? Наверное, отсюда. Ферма Хоровица. Хоровиц. Страшный виц. Мало. Блять. Шо с черти ночь там чешу? 1, 3, 4, 5. Кто тут? Черчаги. Оп. Не попадешь. А я попаду. А, кстати. Можем взять твою одежду? Ай, нахера. А, все правильно, мне даже идти. Утюг портфеля, вот это топово. Все с собой должны носить утюги в портфелях, иначе они не школьники. Так, берешь дробовик, ощущаешь себя каким-то моцным мужиком. Таким, oh yeah. Sexy pants. Если скажут, какое-то одно оружие бери, я скажу, дробовик. Индейцы такие, ага, не угадал. Дай-ка стрельнуть. Красиво. Оп, перепрыгнул. Оп, второй раз перепрыгнул. Второй раз перепрыгнул. И не читаем. Оп, второй раз перепрыгнул. Красиво. Сейчас вот Кассадоры. Оп. Нет, не Кассадоры, слава богу. Хотя у меня повышен навык Кассадором, теперь я могу их не бояться. 47 уровень. Боится Кассадоров. Это стандарт, Вася. Василий Петрович. Да, это стандарт. Без лопаты, даже не скопать могилы. Я знаю, кто тут хочет лежить. Здесь лежите вы. Ага, спасибо. Все понятно. Ого, ребята. Здорово.
Howdy, friend. Wait a minute, I reckon.
You sure you?
Да, вообще похуй. Что это за ёнки?
Well, I ain't never been inside myself. All the old ways in and out were destroyed after the war. That's why I wanted someone.
Ну ладно, поехали.
Just like that, huh?
Блин, да пошли же.
I bet you are.
Алло. Я могу все вынести. Поехали.
I bet you are.
Что значение повес?
You ain't never been to Zion. A big pack will get you wedged in like a super mutant.
Да там воды дохуя. В караван сыграть. Ту-ту. Ту-ту-ту-ту. Где это патрон?
Are you here to jar me with?
Да, поехали.
Are you now? I don't want no whining about old. You.
Там вообще-то осталось кое-что. Можно будет? О, груши. Всем так, груши много. Fallout Vegas новый. Пчелиные сердца.
The past we're following is slow going, so you might as well keep your ears open and listen to what old Jed has to say. A few decades back, folks in the NCR started to hear about a community in northern Utah called New Canaan.
Так называется какая-то хуйня. Хан. Что-то там было, вирусы какие-то, геморрагические лихорадки.
We've seen our share of cults, but the New Canaanites, they were honest traders. Good fighters too. Raiders wouldn't tangle.
45-й калибр.
But then, the Legion appeared in Arizona. I reckon you know all about it. Turns out Caesar's first warchief, the Malpace legend, was a New Canaanite, Joshua Graham. Legend goes that Graham was the meanest, toughest son of a bitch in the whole damn Legion.
Oh yeah, boss.
The New Canaanites wouldn't talk about it. They were ashamed. Guess I can't blame them. Well, at Hoover Dam, the Malpace legate finally met his match. Hanlon and Oliver kicked his New Canaanite butt right back over the river. Caesar had to make an example for the others, to show them that even at the highest level, failure wouldn't be tolerated. He had Graham covered in pitch, lit on fire, and thrown into the Grand Canyon. People say he didn't even scream on the way down. Not long after, some of the slaves and tribals started to talk. Said Graham wasn't dead. Shouldn't have been any surprise. All this talk bothered Caesar.
Теперь же некому доставать. Некого.
Joshua Graham from history. He got his wish. Joshua Graham disappeared, and in his place came legends of the burned man walking the wastes. Probably just a tribal ghost story. But New Canaan's been silent for a long time. Maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe the Malpace legate is dead. Or maybe Joshua Graham did crawl out of that canyon and finally found his way back.
Ну да, интересно, черный. Ну давай геймплей. Ебать, еще ничего подключилось. Long couple of weeks ago. Так что 3 уровня поднять. Такое может времени. Нормально. Что не играл, ладно, пока.